shove the two wires through the two holes in the back of the core, and then you just put it, you bend the edges over. Oh, the way I check it to see which is, can't really see it, to see which is negative and positive. Wait, can you really see it? Oh yeah, there you go, you can see the shadow. So the one on the right's the bigger one, that's the negative side. And so what I've got here is I've put them in all facing, so this one here, this side here's the negative one of this one. This one here's the negative one of this one. This one here's the negative side of this one. So up here I'm going to have my resistors going along, connecting up to the negative sides. And then on this side here I'm going to have a positive wire going all the way along, connecting them all up into parallel. Push them down so that when you put this onto your backing of your fish tank, these don't get caught in the way, so just push them down beneath the level of these two. Try and get them so that they touch, it makes it easier. Then the way you solder is you get both surfaces that you want to connect the solder to, you want them both hot. And when they're both hot, you'll find that the solder will stick to them a bit better than just going straight on, just like that. It's still wet. And just hold it 30 seconds, or less than that, 10 seconds, it's done. So now what we're up to is putting the resistors on. This is my negative side, this is my positive side. I've twisted and soldered a pair of resistors together. Doesn't matter which way the resistors, which side you solder together, ends up working out the same. They work from either end. There's no positive and negative side to them. As you can see here, I got two resistors connected up to two sets of LEDs. Then I got two resistors, two sets of LEDs, two resistors, two sets of LEDs. Put some solder on the end of your wires, and then what I've done is I've soldered a few up. What I do is I just have the wire sitting nicely flat, and then just prop the corner up in between the two resistors. I know I start doing it down here. It's probably better if you connect it to these wires here instead of in between the two. It's just there's some solder there already, so it's easier to join it there. I start doing that, so it's sort of what I'm doing. Then you just pull the next one across, solder it straight on top of the other one. Then you just solder it in. Shouldn't have to add much more solder like that. So it's just going straight on top, and it's pretty strong. And you just pull the next one across and do the next one. These are the 3-watt LEDs. These are our lenses. I got 30-degree lenses because I'm spacing out 15 white LEDs over a space of 1.2 meters. And for the red and green LEDs, I'll be doing two sets. I'll do one red with two greens as one set, and one red with two greens for the second set. And if you go to that web page, it shows you type in your details of your LEDs and your power supply, and you press calculate, and it'll generate a picture, a diagram of how you're supposed to wire up your LEDs, and it'll tell you what resistors, what size resistors you need, and it'll tell you how much power you're using, how much power you're drawing. We're gluing these straight on the aluminium angle because that's what we're using as a heat sink. I was going to mount them on the perspex in the spaces that I had arranged, but I just decided not to and go cheap and not get any more heat sinks and just mount these straight onto the aluminium angle. So what I've got is some super glue or some silicone glue. Glue these just straight on and wire them up, and then after that you can glue your lens straight on top using some silicone glue or some super glue. I think silicone glue is a lot easier, and you can pull them back off later if you're wondering. This was a pretty poor job. I'm going to put these wires behind, they're really ugly on the outside, but I just did a quick job and glued on what I had on my other one. Finished wiring it up, and it's a jungle. Put bolts in here instead of the springs because they weren't long enough and strong enough. So I put bolts in there, and I've got all the main wires heading out the end through a little hole that I put in there. These are my red and green ones. There's my 10 watt ones, white. And little holes in here for the wires coming out to my 3 watt LEDs. That's pretty much it. Over here with this one, it's pretty basic. There's nothing in that one except for the white 3 watt LEDs and the blue and UV. And so I'll have these coming out of this one and coming straight in through the hole of this one, joining up with this circuit. And then these ones come out and go to the dimmers.